Hello, knowledge seekers. In this episode of 20-Minute Books, we delve into Secrets of Dynamic Communication, a book that serves as a masterclass in the art of public speaking. Authored by Ken Davis, an esteemed American speaker, educator, and radio show host, this insightful guide provides a meticulously developed approach to creating impactful speeches through the Scorer method. Davis systematically leads readers through the 6 pivotal components needed to craft compelling presentations: subject, central theme, objective, rationale, resources, and evaluation. Secrets of Dynamic Communication is an invaluable resource for a broad audience, from students and teachers seeking to hone their oratory skills to pastors, executives, and coaches looking to influence and inspire their audiences. Furthermore, this book is an essential read for anyone with aspirations of mastering the nuances of dynamic communication. Join us as we explore the wisdom and strategies that Ken Davis imparts, encapsulating decades of experience in the sphere of powerful and persuasive speaking. Whether you're stepping up to the podium for the first time or a seasoned speaker aiming to refine your delivery, this episode will equip you with the secrets to not just communicate, but to connect and captivate. Secrets of Dynamic Communication. Prepare with focus, deliver with clarity, speak with power. Introduction. Unlock the secrets to transformative public speaking. The sweat on your brow, the dry mouth, your heart hammering against your chest, these might sound like symptoms of a terrifying event. But in reality, they're just what many of us experience before we have to speak in public. Fear of public speaking can be debilitating, and it's not just the novices who get the jitters. Even seasoned speakers can struggle to articulate their message compellingly. Imagine delivering a speech so powerful, so clarion clear, that it resonates in the hearts of your audience long after you step down from the podium. The keys to unlocking such influential communication are preparation and presentation, 2 pillars that cannot be overlooked if one aims to captivate and persuade. And while preparation might seem straightforward, did you know that an astounding 70% of audiences leave presentations unsure of what the main message was? This disconnect can be due to unclear intent, a cluttered message, or simply not understanding the audience's needs. But worry not. With a focused approach, you can avoid this pitfall. Stories woven into speeches can be incredibly potent, often leaving a lasting emotional imprint on listeners. However, if mishandled, even the most touching narrative can lead to a speaker's downfall. Stories need preparation and, occasionally, spontaneous adjustments to align with the flow of the address and the audience's reception. Lastly, never underestimate the smallest details in presentation, like checking your clothing one last time before stepping into the spotlight. An unzipped fly is a mild blunder, but it can be disastrously distracting, teaching us that while content is king, presentation is equally paramount. With these insights, and guided by the SCORE method, a meticulous system designed to crystallize your speech's central aim, you'll traverse the journey from a hesitant speaker to a compelling communicator. Harness these secrets to make your next public address not just memorable, but truly transformative. Part 1. Focus, the heartbeat of compelling oratory. Imagine a world where every speech you attend leaves you with a stirring sentiment, a call to action, or a vivid thought that rests in your mind long after the words have faded. Achieving such a profound impact boils down to one pivotal element in public speaking: focus. It's indeed a common misconception that the more information a talk contains, the more impressive and convincing it will be. However, piling up facts and figures is like driving through a thick fog. Soon enough, your audience loses sight of the destination. Think about this. An astounding 70% of people in a survey admitted they could not identify the core message of presentations they witnessed. When the audience is adrift in a sea of data and the speaker's point is muddled, the connection is lost. Even the presenters themselves, about half of them, struggled to articulate the primary purpose of their own speeches. This highlights a glaring necessity for a single powerful thread to sew an entire presentation together. How then does one zero in on the crucial goal for a speech? Although it appears challenging, selecting this guiding star is inherently linked to our natural tendencies, akin to how we instinctively pursue basic needs like food and shelter. When crafting a speech, tapping into our instinctual quest for purpose allows for a more natural formulation of objectives. By stepping back and consciously distilling what lies at the heart of our message, we can leverage the objective-centered approach that human nature has equipped us with. Harnessing this focus requires a systematic method, and this is where Davis's SCORA method shines. As an acrostic that stands for subject, central theme, objective, rationale, resources, and evaluation. This framework guides speakers to construct speeches that are not just filled with content, but also sharply directed towards their intended goal. With SCORE, you'll find that the pathway to crafting impactful speeches becomes clearer, leading you and your audience toward a meaningful and memorable experience. Part 2. Finding your focus with SCORE, subject and central theme. Have you ever sat with a blank page before you, tasked with writing a speech, feeling as if you're about to summit an intellectual Everest? You're not alone. The act of beginning can often be the tallest hurdle. The broad expanse of potential topics, be it the boundless field of science or the timeless exploration of love, can leave anyone paralyzed by choice. This is the precise juncture where the SCORE method becomes indispensable in honing that breadth of passion into a sharply focused subject. The transformative power of selecting a specific and narrow subject is akin to finding a guiding star in the vast night sky. It's a fact that resonates deeply once we experience it firsthand. Definitive clarity transforms our grasp on a presentation. Without this key ingredient, it's all too easy to wander off path, cluttering our message with tangents and ultimately diluting its potency. Consider the author's own journey in penning this book. His initial drafts were peppered with anecdotes that strayed from the heart of the matter. Yet, knowing that his central mission was to augment the public speaking prowess of readers, he could filter out what didn't serve that goal and maintain a tight leash on the subject at hand. The subject, while specific, must also serve as the nucleus around which your entire speech orbits. This central theme is the storyline that keeps all points interconnected, transforming a random collection of facts into a cohesive narrative. Let's say you're passionate about scuba diving and want to share that zeal. The history of scuba diving in all its richness could keep an audience submerged for days, but by zeroing in on the central theme, how to learn scuba diving, you provide a clear, digestible, and engaging path that covers all essential facets in a resonant manner. With your subject and central theme as your compass, you're poised to steer through your speech-writing voyage. This is just the beginning, the cornerstone, but the next step is formulating a precise objective sentence which will become the heartbeat of your speech. Part 3. Craft your message with an objective sentence. Imagine if you could distill the power of an entire speech into a mere sentence, a line that captures the heart of your message and provides a beacon for your entire presentation. This is not just a flight of fancy. It's the cornerstone of the SCORE method, giving rise to what is known as the objective sentence. Shouldering the weight of your speech, the objective sentence doesn't come lightly. It's a cocktail of precise components, a proposition, an interrogative essence, and, crucially, a key word. Let's start with the proposition, which declares the intention of your speech with the swagger of a headline. Think of it as a bold claim for your audience to chew over, such as, "Lasting marriages are within every couple's reach." Now, Sprinkle in the zest of an interrogative question that cuts to the core. How can any couple achieve a lasting marriage? This question, paired with an answer like by steering clear of temptations, yields the blueprint of your argument. Finally, the touchstone, a key word that acts as an anchor for your spiel, encapsulating the central idea to reverberate through your discourse. With temptations as our key word, we distill a path for couples to navigate the seas of matrimony undeterred. The crafting of our one-liner, lasting marriages are within every couple's reach by steering clear of temptations, may not evoke a Shakespearean flourish, but its utility is unmatched. It places a laser pointer on the purpose and simultaneously sketches the architecture of your speech. Take, for example, an urge to discuss the complexities of starting a family, a tangent that wanders from the theme of temptations. In light of our operative sentence, it becomes clear this divergence doesn't serve our focal point. This one line, this objective sentence, becomes a compass, consistently guiding us back on course, ensuring that our speech not only maintains its focus, but magnifies the impact of our words. With this mechanism at play, your speech's power is preserved and amplified, ensuring your audience leaves with a message that's not only heard, but deeply felt. Part 4. Building a robust speech with rationale, resources, and evaluation. With the preliminary 3 steps of the SCORE method under your belt, it's time to cement your speech with the 2 R's, rationale and resources, and the crucial E, which stands for evaluation. Picture now that you've drawn up the blueprint of your home. You've thought about the subject, central theme, and objective sentence, akin to meticulously sketching the contours and rooms. To construct it, though, you need a solid foundation, the facts and logic that make it stand. This is where rationale enters the construction site. Rationale is the bedrock of your speech, offering an array of points that interlock to form a persuasive argument. These points, hinged on your key word and intertwining with each other, should usher your audience along a lucid and compelling narrative. Returning to the example of a lasting marriage, a fitting rationale could revolve around resisting the temptations of infidelity, selfishness, and jealousy. Each point not only buttresses your key proposition, but gracefully waltzes with the others, guiding your audience through a well-structured dance of logic. Yet even the soundest argument can be a hollow echo without the breath of life that resources bring. These are the stories, anecdotes, and sometimes humor that color your rationale with relatable shades, vivifying the argument. A laugh-inducing tale of a minor misunderstanding that nearly capsized a marriage, or a heart-tugging account of a relationship, foundering on temptation's rocks, serves to humanize your speech and cradle your audience's attention. Stats alone cannot evoke the warmth of human connection. These resources are the bricks and mortar that transform your speech from a mere structure into a welcoming abode of ideas and emotions. But the work isn't done just yet. Evaluation is the final chisel in the sculptor's hand, the act of reflecting upon every layer of the speech to ensure coherence and engagement. This continuous fine-tuning helps in spotting a rationale thread gone astray or a resource that's out of sync, focusing on that ever-important goal, maintaining razor-sharp clarity. As you chip away and smooth the edges, evaluation emerges as not just one single step, but an ongoing process, a craftsman's steady gaze that molds and refines your speech into its most effective and focused form. Part 5. Capture hearts with a magnetic opening and a memorable conclusion. You've navigated the SCORE method's path and sculpted the essence of your speech. But to elevate it from good to unforgettable, you must master the art of beginning and ending with conviction. The opening and the conclusion are your canvases to create moments that linger in the mind long after your final words echo in the hall. Seize the opening, those initial precious moments, is your golden opportunity to claim your audience's undivided attention. It's not about fanfare or shock value. It's about originality that's authentic to you. Introduce your topic in a manner that's as engaging as it is clear, and you've won half the battle. Remember the 70% who forget? A well-crafted beginning can mean the difference between being memorable and being forgotten. As your speech draws to a close, the power is in your hands to forge an indelible impact. Forget the old-school summary conclusions, you're aiming for a stronger finish. Your conclusion should echo your core points with a persuasive charge that galvanizes your audience. The secret to a riveting conclusion often lies in demonstrating the real-world stakes of your speech. Invite your audience to visualize your message in their lives, urging them to draw on your insights in their own encounters with challenges, like nuances in marriage and the navigation of temptations. By tying the relevance of your words to their personal narratives, your speech transforms. It shifts from a one-time experience to a tool, an instrument they might summon in moments of need. In essence, you're offering more than a presentation. You're handing them a key, which, if they choose, can unlock new perspectives and solutions long after the applause fades. Now, your speech isn't just heard, it's adopted, becoming a silent ally in the everyday victories of those who listened. Part 6. Investing time in preparation pays off in presentation. In the whirlwind of our daily lives, where time is a prized currency, dedicating hours to perfecting a speech might seem an extravagance. The intricate crafting demanded by the SCORE method, polishing that objective sentence, weaving rationale with resources, and the meticulousness of evaluation, these steps take commitment. But consider this: if you're not willing to invest the time into creating your speech, why should an audience invest their time listening? Your devotion to preparation underscores respect for both your message and your listeners. True, the SCORE method's magic lies not in a quick fix, but in a commitment to detail and thoroughness. To yield the fruits of this approach, you have to be both the architect and the bricklayer of your presentation, giving attention to the foundational blueprint as much as the final decorative touches. As you dissect your speech into clear, bite-sized points, allocate the time to delve into each segment. Practicing your delivery is also non-negotiable. It's the rehearsal that reveals the pacing and the rhythm, ensuring your understanding of the speech's flow and timing. Sometimes the most creative breakthroughs occur in the spaces between our work. Stepping away from your speech could imbue it with a clarity that's often clouded by proximity. A week's distance, a luxurious pause, is often enough to turn a decent speech into a standout one. Your newly refined lens might catch previously overlooked flaws, spark a fresh perspective, or ignite a rush of inventive ideas that bolster your central theme. Embrace this interval, recognizing that the luxury of time devoted to revision is a gift that will unfailingly be reflected in the quality of your address. And when it's time to unveil your speech, bring it to life with passion. You have been on the other side, in the doldrums of a disengaged audience. Let this memory fuel your drive to entertain, educate, and inspire. Banish the alarm of facing a listless crowd. Your meticulous preparation has armed you with the tools to captivate and connect, taking you from an apprehensive speaker to a dynamic communicator. Part 7. Tailoring your speech to connect with your audience. Picture your speech as a fine product and your audience as the discerning shoppers. The challenge is not just to present the product, but to captivate these shoppers, to make them feel it's been crafted just for them. This isn't about the bright lights of performance, it's about alignment with both the intent of your message and the collective heartbeat of your listeners. Understanding the fabric that makes up your audience's outlook is as critical as the words you speak. A bunch of lively teens won't have the same interest as a group of seasoned retirees, so it's futile to approach them with a one-size-fits-all performance. Moreover, the mood carrying through an audience can sway on a dime, emphasizing the need for adaptability. Recalling an experience where he had to scrap a light-hearted opener for a sober tone, the author underlines the essence of reading the room. Indeed, diversity within your audience underscores the importance of flexibility and sensitivity in your engagement strategy. Every crowd is a unique tapestry, and connecting with them means personalizing each thread of your speech to resonate deeply. Not to be overlooked is the command of your physical narrative. Voice, facial expressions, gestures. These are the unsung heroes of speech deliverance. In day-to-day life, they may slide under the radar, but on stage, they're amplified. They can animate your message, or, if not mastered, become unintended sideshows. An innocent oversight, like a forgotten zip, can quickly become an unwanted distraction. Let's not forget the backdrop against which you'll present. The space itself, its lighting, acoustics, and arrangement, can be an ally or a foe. Every detail, from the spotlight to the seating plan, should converge to elevate your message, not to eclipse it. The author's memory of a speaker overshadowed by Alaska's majestic snowy backdrop serves as a cautionary reminder. Control your environment, or it controls you. Your speech's potential blossoms when every element aligns. When the space, your body language, and even the ambient mood all point singularly towards your message. It's about crafting an experience so coherent and so attuned to your listeners that none of the effort you've poured into your speech dissipates into the ether. Instead, it's fully felt and remembered, a lasting impact on every member of your audience. Part 8. Invoking Emotion, the quintessential element of unforgettable speeches. Stepping beyond the practicalities of the setting, let's delve deeper into the emotional terrain of your speech, the intangible yet powerful domain where true connection happens. It's an uncontested truth that not every point you make will resonate with everyone in your audience. Despite varying backgrounds and perspectives, there's one universal bridge: emotion. By moving the hearts of your listeners, you anchor your message in a place that transcends logic and reason. This emotional resonance should naturally emanate from your own investment in the material. When you are moved, your passion translates into a language of empathy, striking chords of sadness, joy, and every shade in between with your audience. It's that empathetic connection that ensures your ideas don't just hover in the ether but land with impact and stay lodged in memory. Yet, where words may fail, humor has a peculiar knack for succeeding. It's a powerful key that can unlock even the most skeptical hearts, as evidenced by the author's anecdote of a businessman transformed by the levity of a speech. Laughter has a disarming effect, lowering guards and opening minds to new possibilities. The secret of humor isn't bound to innate wit. It's about finding the unexpected or the exaggerated truth and presenting it in a way that creates a delightful jolt of recognition. The beauty of it is in the simplicity. Humor isn't a high-wire act. It's often about presenting the plain truth in a way that tickles our innate sense of irony. With this comprehensive toolset, from identifying your subject to stirring emotions and delivering with verve, you're equipped to craft speeches that don't just ripple through an audience, but leave an indelible wave. Armed with these tactics, each focused speech you deliver promises to evoke not just applause but emotion, the kind that raises goosebumps on the skin of your listeners and sometimes, quite unexpectedly, on yours too. Final summary. Embarking on the journey of public speaking is akin to setting sail on vast uncharted waters. But with the right compass, the SCORA method, navigating to the shores of effective communication becomes a voyage of discovery rather than dread. This method, grounded in focus and clarity, centers on distilling your message into a potent blend of subject, central theme, objective sentence, rationale, resources, and evaluation. Beyond this structured approach, remember that the stage you command, whether lit by spotlights or the humble glow of a conference room projector, and the hearts you seek to move are just as crucial as the message itself, adapting to the subtle cues of your audience, sculpting the emotional resonance of your speech, and even weaving in humor are all measures of a speaker's prowess. In sum, dynamic communication is not just about delivering a speech. It's about crafting an experience that endures. By focusing your message, understanding your audience, and using every tool at your disposal, you're not just speaking, you're resonating, echoing in the minds and memories of those who listen. This is the secret to transforming any presentation into an influential, memorable event. Thank you for joining me today on this journey of learning and discovery as we explored the insights of another thought-provoking book in our growing library of knowledge. If you've enjoyed our time together, please take a moment to follow our podcast, give us a 5-star rating, and share 20-minute books with other knowledge seekers. Your support truly means a lot. Don't forget to join me again in the next episode, where we will delve into another enriching book. Until then, happy reading and happy listening.